the thing I love about Ferrari is that there were absolute no team orders. You know what?
They will not say anything.
They will not say anything.
If
In
you want
fact,
to
fight,
and you want to go, you want to send your cars through the roof.
In fact,
there
was during the last sessions of that. Actually, thought they were
going to do enough. Yeah, the actually went off the track for a minute.
Yeah. And then I was like, I don't know how Buster does it. Like,
through goes Hamilton. You can hear the cheers from Monza.
The mics are on and off we go.
Hi guys, my name is Winnie.
My name is Ray.
And welcome to the Wheel Spin Podcast, the home of Formula One content and everything motorsport. And I hope you had a lovely weekend. We were out in Italy this past weekend. It's the Temple of Speed. Monza, Forza, Ferrari.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't even know any Italian thing, but at least I do know Forza, Ferrari. Forza. This means go Ferrari. Yeah. So we did go to Monza, and Ferrari did put up a show for the Tifosi, like for sure. Like I think we can just start. I think going into the weekend, I think during practice, there was Sainz stopped FP2 as well.
It was his birthday on Friday, so this weekend I think he made a birthday wish. I will send it.
And like there's someone else who had his birthday. I think it was Alonso, and then he had such a bad weekend.
Yeah.
So happy belated birthday to Carlos. He turned 29.
You should have sent me a cake instead.
Yeah, so I think he had a brilliant weekend as well. I mean, honestly, I think people thought maybe they've switched an engine mode to impress the Tifosi. This was their home race. It's also
but they were running a higher engine
mode throughout. But also like I think the good thing is that also that translated to a good race car. Like they had a decent race car.
Monza is about the engine. If the engine is good, you get better pace.
Yeah, and like we saw Alpines were nowhere this weekend. They were struggling a lot. And I think the other thing with Ferrari this weekend, they were coming here. They've not had a very good season per se. So and coming into your home race, you want to have a good weekend, and I think after they qualified so highly, that was a sensational lap from Sainz, the one that clinched pole. I think I remember in quali in Q3 when I think Leclerc had a very good time, and then I saw Max come in second and clip Leclerc's time by the smallest of margins.
Yeah.
And then now I was so happy when Sainz had ran the last. Yeah. So then he came on and took the pole. I was so happy, but I was so happy.
Yeah, did I send it? Or did I send it?
Did I send it? Yeah, he did. He
was so elated to get pole. But it's
his fourth career pole as well.
Yeah, and it's Italy, Ferrari's home race, so of course the Tifosi want to see their man or one of their men.
Like one of their drivers, on pole, and also winning a Grand Prix. As we said, this is legendary stuff. Like when you win in Monza with Ferrari, that's chef's kiss. Leclerc did it. He had pole there last year, right?
Yeah, but I think Leclerc might just get a town named after him.
Somewhere in Monza.
They love him.
They do love him. And I think that's, you getting into Ferrari, I think that's every driver's, dream. Not particularly, they've been...
Most drivers want to drive for the Ferrari.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Ferrari as a constructor has not, been so seamless or have the easiest, couple of years, a couple of seasons. So it was actually nice to just see them. I think they tried with strategy as much as I thought maybe there's something they could have done better, but we'll just get back into it. I think we went into the weekend. Any news? The only I think now Lewis is becoming. He has heat comments nowadays. He said Max is.
He was talking about Max not having competitive teammates as as he has in the past, and Max didn't like it. I don't know
said
if
Lewis
he didn't
was
like the
jealous.
comment or.
But he didn't even say yes or no. Like they didn't dispute it.
Yeah.
He just said Lewis is
A little bit jealous
a little
of
bit.
his recent
But
success.
you see, the thing is, we are going with stats. We actually like. I think there's someone who did this stats, like comparing like how many that we have several like Lewis's teammates have won championships.
Yeah.
Like Grand Prix.
They are championship winners. They are
Grand
race
Prix
winners.
yes, multiple, and so many, like some of them high up there, right? Like
Yeah.
so, and then you can't just call him a jealous man. Like it's not jealous, like it's true. And I think what is his name again?
Even Christian didn't refute the statement. He was just like,
yeah,
yeah.
But there's some
He was,
truth to it, 100%.
but yeah, he was like,
And
but most people wouldn't want to drive against Max. I mean, that's attacking while defending.
attacking, you're correct. Like I think, and the same, I think sentiments were echoed by Toto Wolff. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with Toto like on most days. In fact, I don't even agree with him anymore nowadays. So yeah, he did echo and say like, and like, he was being asked about the whole like, Max winning 10 consecutive wins. And I think 15 for Red Bull.
Yeah, Red Bull.
So and then he was like,
for any constructor.
yeah, that's the most. So and then Toto said, I think unlike us, we've had two drivers, driving to the extreme ends to get like a championship. And you see, the thing is, this weekend, when towards like we've already been jumped into the race already.
Yeah.
So let's just go with practice. Was there anything significant for you there?
No, I don't think there's anything significant that happened, before the race, apart from, Checo decided to go and say hi to the fans. And
he had a moment at the barriers and then beached his car.
Yeah,
brought out a red flag towards the end of FP2.
And Stroll as well. They, were saying that Frederick, the reserve driver Drogovic broke his car. But yeah, there's nothing really special that happened. Maybe the science poll, that was special, but nothing really special happened. But my takeaway was the Williams of Alex Albon, or Alex Albon in the Williams.
It's okay to just say the Williams of Alex Albon, because I think he's been on this like up trajectory, which is beautiful. And I think the team, I mean, it was predicted that Williams would come and run very nicely around Monza. But then again, it's one thing to be predicted to be fast, but another thing to actually come and deliver on track and finish in the point. So that is something applaudable for Williams. And I think James Valls, right?
Yeah.
James Valls was not very good for strategy at Mercedes entirely, but he's very good as a team principal over at Williams. And he's, he has this. Albon is a good, I could also say that Albon is easily so marketable as a driver as well. With a good car, Albon has, Alexander Albon has like a decent following.
People like him. There's nothing to hate about Alex Albon. Exactly.
And so I think there's also, last year he didn't get to race in Monza. He had appendicitis. He
set motion for so many things that have happened this year in Formula One. But yeah, there's nothing really much that happened. Liam Lawson was driving for Ricardo again this weekend because he's not well yet. And Helmut Marko said it's foreseen that he might not drive, a couple races in the season, or like for the entirety of the season.
That sucks, man. Like, as in, he was people are so happy to have him back. I mean, and then he has an injury now and he can't drive. I mean, I hear they're using the same. I mean, I'm thinking Formula One drivers. I mean, or the teams have these doctors that they go to, for maybe faster recovery, or maybe good.
You should go to Lance Stroll's doctor.
Yeah, he had
12 weeks and he'll be back.
He will be back. Yeah, and right now we have like a small break, like a week, like without a race, and then we go to Singapore, and then maybe he might be back after Japan, maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. So I think for me, I also like that Logan Sargent is also driving for his seat. He's driving to retain his seat at Williams as well, because he's one of Albon. I think Albon's contract was confirmed. Like
it was
he's driving
renewed
for Williams next year, but Logan Sargent is yet to be confirmed. So I feel like he's driving, and I feel Lawson was also decently running a very good race, to be honest. He was
almost in the points.
He was almost in the point. Yeah, so but then we had his teammate Tsunoda decided very early on.
He was driving the car and half into the formation lap. He was like, done for the day.
Like, adios.
Yeah.
I think
he's
and
eager
also
to go to Japan.
I think the other problem, that now there was also a gap exposed by Formula One. I mean, come on, this is the pinnacle of motorsport, but we still like have this, glaring gap.
It's like when some things happen, they get shocked and they don't know what to do.
It's like that. I was like, in fact, I thought maybe, me as like a fan, I'll try to go, like, let me look at the regulations. What do they say? Like, because we had the formation lap twice, and then we had the cars sometimes, like they were on the track, like on their grid positions. We had also like a gap to where Tsunoda's car was. No car was filling it up. And for a moment, I was like, okay, so are we going racing?
I mean, they took a while to decide whether they were going to abort the start of the race or red flag the race.
But quickly they aborted the race start. But then also the next part of figuring it out, do we let the mechanics? We even had, like, I think Alfa Romeo's mechanics jump through the fence to come, and then now there was confusion, and then I think there was also a shot of the mechanics wondering, okay, are we going back? Are the cars coming back into the pits?
Or do we go with our blankets?
Because
what is
again,
happening?
the more the cars are standing there, the more they're losing temperature to their
and it's not like they switch off the car when you're in traffic, and then you can't move, you just switch off the car.
And then there was also a bit delay before knowing when we're going to go racing again. Yeah. And also I think the other thing was
maybe they were eating pizza.
Come on. Like I think what was it? The other thing was having the recovery vehicle again.
Okay, I think maybe they underestimated. Where Tsunoda went off the track, the mechanics tried to pull his car in using like the space between the barriers.
But then where will you take the car? I think the fact that we had marshals on track, and also the drivers also driving.
Yeah.
We have a stationary car on track. I think it's also dangerous. You're trying to recover this car, and also you have the other cars on track. I feel like we have talked about this. I think race control, like, I think we can in out. I'm just saying there are some gaps that also are exposed. I mean, come on, we're the pinnacle of motorsport. We need to get this right.
They need to be faster in decision making.
Yeah, so I think, and the same, I did see something interesting.
They need to be faster the way they are fast to give people penalties.
People penalty or Lewis Hamilton penalty. It's like
Ocon.
they did in Ocon. Oh my god! I said he's been given, like, is it? I don't know if it's a real graphic.
I saw that. I don't know if it's
a real
career penalties, and I don't know if it's true. But we'll look into
confirm
that,
and then we'll let you know, guys. I think, and then also the other interesting thing I remember, when Stroll had a moment during practice, I don't know which practice session, and then he was like, now he's able to run his car, but the marshals have already come. So once the marshals have already come and told you to get out, you have to get out. At they could have restarted the car. They still had to get him out. It's over for him. Like, he wasn't going to continue running on the track.
But I mean, the anticipation you go into to watch the race start, you want to see the 5 lights out so that the race starts, and then boom.
Aborted.
Restart aborted. So I mean, the restart didn't have a lot of drama as I thought, but maybe Sainz was sleeping a little in his car. His reaction time was quite slow as compared to Max.
But then I feel like he did have a slow time, but he also had like a good start as well. Like,
I feel like he was trying to slipstream Leclerc with him.
Yeah, but
then
I
don't know what happened. It didn't quite happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, now talking of slipstream, like in Monza, I mean, I know that they've tried over the years to reduce the potency, like the strength of, like, the slipstream.
Slipstreaming.
So to avoid, where we have, like in quali, at least as in where we have people not coming out, waiting for someone to go and punch a hole into the air someone benefit. Once you punch the air, you're reducing drag for the next person. So that means better lap times for that person. And also, like, that takes me to qualifying during, I think, Q3. Perez was running in the slipstream
of Max Verstappen.
And Max went on and was
second.
was fastest, in fact, faster
Yeah,
than
the
Perez.
Ferraris.
And I was like, okay, beats
What-
the
what was
logic
the
of the
point?
slipstream. So and I think going into Q3 we had some few drivers. I think most of the in top 3 for qualifying Q3 we had most of the drivers have their teammates, so they would help
Yeah.
each other with tow. Apart from, I think Alonso didn't have a teammate, but he will somehow just benefit in between. I was actually like surprised that we actually made Mercedes with Lewis Hamilton. Me, I don't know how we were qualifying from those sessions, but they were just like, okay, sour.
He was. I don't know. There's just when sometimes when Lewis Hamilton has a very bad
Friday.
Q1.
Yeah. Oh, Q1, sorry.
Yeah, he just.
Yeah, it's hard.
You're going to have, there's this meme that goes around Mercedes qualifying starter pack, and you have like, checking the pulse checker. I mean, it was very.
It's especially the whole it's also like I think a Manchester United fan.
He wants to get out of Q1. He also wants to get out of Q2. So please,
like we're struggling to get out of
some people. I feel like when he goes into every race weekend, he should know that some people's mental health are dependent on his results.
Are dependent. Like they dictate the mood we'll have on Monday.
Yeah,
on Sunday,
the
like
rest of the
week. Exactly. So
until the next race day. Like I can only defend him so much.
Yeah, so that was like, I mean, the race was off to a good start. I think Ferrari were running very okay. Yeah, so let's talk about the starting. Like, I think this is Monza. Like, relatively, a one-stopper is very like that's the fastest, the quickest strategy to go. So we had a lot of cars. I think
like
17 of the cars, even including Tsunoda's before he did his thing, was starting on the mediums. And then we had K-Mag, Valtteri Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton on the hards. So that was going wrong.
For safety car.
Very wrong. Like, as in, I was going to say they needed to go long. Wow.
They are praying for a safety car. I mean, there usually is a chance of a safety car in Monza, but it's not.
That should be it shouldn't be the whole basis of the strategy,
I mean, they should, the thing with Mercedes, which I don't understand, they love splitting strategy, especially if, when George is, George is starting higher up than Lewis, they will split the strategy. And then at the end of the day, the strategy doesn't really come to play because if you're stuck behind at their race train, what good is you having the hard tires on?
And you see, that's the whole thing again. We had Lewis being this anomaly of tires again. In Netherlands again, they were trying to go reverse, and then they came to the grid. They were like, oh yeah, this is peketu tunafanya hiki tu. So and then
I feel like they should have, before we go into the race, like a few hours before, we do like a thing, they go and ask the fans, what strategy do you want us to be
in fact, just have like a private chat. We'll send you. We won't even say we told you.
Yeah,
guys.
we'll just ask us what
in
strategy
fact, even
should
during
you
because we are absorbing the pressure for you. We're not on the racetrack. We will give you feedback from the comfort of our couches.
Yeah.
Like telling you guys do this. Like, and that's the thing. I think yesterday Sainz had a very good start. I mean, he led a Grand Prix for over 13 laps.
Yeah.
And then and also Max
for
only
Max anyone has done this season.
And Max only got ahead of him because he had his tires were going off, but also he locked up. Oh, and that you already know, like you're a sitting duck there because once you have that bad corner, you've locked up there. He will get you and I think he ran a very defensive, like his tires went out because he was aggressive. He was positioning his car very nicely. Naughty. How do you call that naughty? You've done crazy shit before. Come on.
I mean, I was really, that was naughty.
That was Max said. What Max said when.
With Sainz, I was really. I did not think Sainz had the dog in him.
Right? I was so impressed. I was like, what?
And then we know Max is coming and Sainz is closing the door.
Most of the time, because most of the time Max always wants the other person to yield. Yeah. This time it was like, you're coming, sir. I'm closing.
He's closing the door.
I was like, oh my god, he was having such a nice run. I think I was actually like.
And Leclerc was just behind him sleeping.
No, he actually tried to follow.
He tried, but he was in the
DRS all the time, all through until like after some time. And you see here, if you lose DRS to the other person, but also he gave like Perez a hard, quite a time.
I feel like the person who gave Perez a hard time was George Russell.
Oh, George Russell, yeah.
in a Mercedes.
But also
Perez behind George for
for a
quite
while.
a while.
The same time, like also like Verstappen was behind Sainz
Yeah.
for a while. I think, yeah, it was brilliant. I think honestly, I felt so nice when like I knew like we all knew that
Max
we
was
were
going
gonna win, but also the possibility of
Of Max not
being-
winning.
Yeah, it was actually
The
like
1% is what we were
exciting.
excited
and because we
about.
can't, I know these statistics. They're mighty. Like in the sense that this guy is coming up, he's switching on, he's sending it. His team is coming with strategy. They've achieved 15 consecutive wins, 10 consecutive wins for Verstappen. I know it's very bad for the sport because oh my God, we cannot go so predictably like into weekends
Yeah.
like that. This sport has never been unhealthy.
But I know, it depends on who you are, who you ask. But if you ask any non-Verstappen fan,
yeah.
the
Because
sport is
it's
quite
boring.
dead.
It's dead. It's dying.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the fact that
Because he's not even battling with his teammates. If you're battling with your teammate, at least even if there's not a lot of drama, with other teams, there's drama with your teammates. Like we had
at
with
least you
Nico
have
and Lewis.
iconic.
Keep us on our feet every day. I don't
and
know.
also like have different. I don't know if this regulations. Of course, like Red Bull got it right. They've come into this season. I think it's the first season where they've not had reliability issues,
Yeah.
because even looking at last year's season, they had reliability issues very early on in the season, but this time they have no reliability. They've had no retirement from Max, like no off weekend for them.
Yeah.
It's very good, but also like in previous years we've had like exciting battles. The teammates are battling each other. And then we have, like, for example, Ferrari, they have a decent race car. Like, for example, if you go to Seb's time, we have Sebastian, we have like, Grand Prix and Yekona, Sebastian, Lewis, Rosberg,
Yeah.
all those people. Like,
I mean, the thing is, as much as there's 20 cars on the grid and only 10 cars get points, I think it just beats the purpose if the whole sport, the only competition is the battle for P12 and P13.
That's and you see,
It
that's
is
the thing,
pointless.
because it's becoming pointless, because that's what even the broadcast is focusing on sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it's bringing us graphics for fight for P12,
P11.
P11, and
P11,
it's sickening.
P11 at the end of the day gets zero
points. Like, it's pointless for us. So I think it's becoming. We don't know, like, as in.
Yeah, we
need something. We need competition.
We want to see. The thing about these regulations is they've brought closer racing. If you see, like, over a single lap, their timings are very close to each other.
No, look at the qualifying margins.
Yeah.
They were actually like between the top three. They were separated by very, very few margins.
Yeah,
like,
but
very fine margins.
The thing is, when we go to the race, when the person in front of you is driving, you are in DRS, yes, but you're in the dirty air of the car,
and
that
you're
is
able
in
to
front
follow,
of you.
but then can't get
you can't
ahead.
overtake.
You can't get ahead
So
of it.
you
So
see
it's beating
this, exactly like the whole Albon DRS train. Everybody is in DRS. The only person who was not in DRS was Albon, but Norris is in DRS, Piastri is in DRS,
And
Lewis is
was
in DRS, but
and no
one
is
can
getting-
overtake the other.
Yeah, so I actually did. So I did. Of course, we have to talk. Lewis did. Did leave Piastri enough room. He noticed that he actually even said it himself, and he was penalized for it. 5-second penalty, and then from then on drove like a madman, like bad man in a good way, like madman in a good way, because he was able to build a gap to Albon, and also feed off that 5-second penalty and win, like
just retain his position.
P6. So, but then like, we can't have that's the battle like going on. Like it's not sitting very, very well. And Albon was able to defend against the McLarens very, very nicely. Bottas finished P10.
Yeah.
So props to Alfa Romeo
he got a point at it was also Alfa Romeo's home race. I liked the gold. The
I
gold
loved that
accent. It was
livery.
really
Livery,
nice.
the
It was
livery was
giving
actually nice.
this character in cars.
Yeah, actually, so that comparison as well
it was really nice. But I don't know. I just feel like there's something that
Formula One needs to do, right?
Yeah, if they might be okay. Max might go on to win every single remaining race of this season.
He will actually do it.
Yeah, he probably will win.
And I
unless
saw
he gets
I did see someone.
appendicitis.
or he gets an injury. Okay, no, we're not wishing anything.
Yeah.
Like, but I saw someone say he's not even a marksman. He's like, I wish he wins. I wish he continues to win all the races, so
Yeah.
that it's so that it exposes Formula One. It's become so like there's no competition. It's becoming a boring and a dead.
That's the people will say that the only people who are talking about Formula One not having any competition are Mercedes fans. It's everyone. Everybody is complaining about. You see, I saw the McLaren fans yesterday complaining about how they couldn't overtake Alex Albon on track. So it does. I mean, the other teams have not done what the Red Bull of Max Verstappen did, but it's not a flaw. It's not necessarily a flaw in other teams, but it is a flaw in the regulations.
It is exactly.
Because why is every other team from Red Bull close together?
But then they're like on a class on their own.
And then it's just like Formula 1 versus Formula 2 cars. In fact, I have a very nice time watching Formula 2. It's
Formula
very
2 is chaotic. Formula 3 as well. Like
Formula 3 is, from the Formula 3 champion won in the pits. Imagine being told we won the race in the pits. But it was really nice. I mean, he's the first Brazilian.
He's the first Brazilian to win,
to win a Formula 3 championship.
That's good for him.
Yeah, Formula 2 is also. I honestly thought Vesti was going to win the championship, but he's
now,
not.
Yeah.
They have one race remaining, and then they call it a season. And Theo Pochard, I don't know. It's French. I don't want to butcher that name. He's leading the championship.
I think at this point we need to have French classes.
We
keep on butchering
French
the
and
name.
maybe
Italian. Yeah. So I think in speaking about like other series now, because we are just so bored with Formula 1.
Let's talk about other
series. So I actually did see, as in the first Brazilian as well, we had the first Black American to win an open wheel series. That's what they call the USF Pro 2000. It's like an IndyCar feeder series. So the one who won is called Miles Rowe. How do I say it? Like Rowe.
Rowe.
Yeah. So Miles Rowe, like the first Black American to African American to win an open wheel series, the USF Pro 2000, which is a feeder series to the IndyCar. Yeah, and I think IndyCar is like the highest class of open wheel racing in North America, in the US. So it's actually I just love to see. We love to see such nice things happening.
Other people getting a chance
to actually prove that people getting the chance to drive and show up and show out for themselves as well.
At least like we had the Ferrari were running the livery for the Le Mans win.
Oh, I actually did see Giovinazzi on track as well.
They were doing that for that, at
least. Le Mans,
but I'm happy I would.
It's the only place Ferrari have won in a long time. They did win the Le Mans, and Giovinazzi was part of that team.
Yeah.
I love Giovinazzi cut his hair. Did you see him?
I didn't see
the ponytail.
He did cut his hair.
I don't know if I didn't see the ponytail.
The Italian Jesus.
He's beautiful. He's a beautiful man.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm happy that I won't see that, the race suits for Ferrari again. I mean,
I can't believe you guys that we ran that poll on our Instagram and actually, but only like 3 people.
I saw someone put a comparison. The poll when they were doing the interviews for the poll and the pictures. It's it was Max and Sainz and Leclerc. So people are putting a Red Bull and 2 McDonald's. I mean, I'm happy I won't say. I know they didn't like it as well.
Yeah,
they might lie to us. But
the library was nice. Was actually very beautiful. And also congratulate. I mean, we might be struggling, but we are still, hitting records. So this was the first Lewis hit 300 Q3 appearances. He's the highest of anyone.
We are, I mean, Mercedes now we are resorting to, stats. So
please,
We are
let us be. We are
statisticians.
statistics. But not to remember that, like, I think also Toto said, like, okay, regarding Max's and
Yeah,
Red Bull's stats
they're
and
for
the 10,
Wikipedia.
yeah, they're just for Wikipedia. But us, right now, we're turning
We
into
are,
statistics.
we are clutching on to those stats. We need those
300 Q3 appearances.
And we saw, Mercedes finally announced the driver pairing they're going to go
Actually,
with.
we didn't even react to that because you should have seen us. I think we should have recorded it. Like, we were so happy. That dance that we've done on our reel for Verstappen wins. It's for Lewis. Like, we were so happy. Honestly, finally, they
announced it.
They announced, like,
they were keeping it a secret, like a pregnancy.
wow. I hear they already even agreed on the terms in May. What? But I think the thing is, I think these Formula 1 drivers are always so good. Me, I can't keep a secret. I don't know.
If I knew that I've been signed by a team, I'd be like,
all the time I'm giving you signs.
I'm giving you signs.
Every day I'm like, I'm wearing like a Mercedes branded thing. Every day I'm like, really? I don't know. I'd even move, like, okay, no. I'd give all the signs. It's like, those memes that when I get rich, there will be signs. That will be me. Like, I don't know how to keep sick. I'm like,
but I mean, they announced
Lewis and they announced Russell as well. So that was not, I mean, okay. I mean, of course, me personally, I keep on saying I support Mercedes, but like, if my goat is to move, I'm moving with him. So, and also Oscar Piastri was interviewed after the race and he was like, oh yeah, I mean, he was wrong. He apologized. He was given a penalty. What more can I do?
Yeah.
I love Piastri. He's so mature. He makes me, and we keep on saying, like, it's so easy to get, it's just, I'm always like, the Team LH, I know we get a lot of, what is it called? Backlash, so much.
Yeah.
So much we call a cult and everything. But it's so easy to get on with us. Like, don't disrespect our driver.
I feel like, I saw this, with Lewis extending his contract to 2025. I saw a lot of hate for the fact that Lewis is staying in his team, which made me think Lewis is not even actually the oldest driver on the grid. It's Fernando Alonso, and he's still running. He's still driving.
Fernando, no one is saying it. Fernando actually retired, and he came out of retirement and came back to a race car. So
and then and then I don't know. I saw this thing, and someone was saying, and it did get to me. I was very agitated that Lewis should give other people a chance to race in Formula 1, that he should retire and give other people a chance. So people are asking him, like, Alonso is still racing, so why should he retire? And Alonso actually defended Lewis, and
the ages.
His age, and he said that, if I was a team principal, I would let Lewis drive till he was 80, until I find someone as fast as him.
Because again, it's not like he's driving in Formula. With Lewis, we keep on saying, even in Netherlands, like we said in Netherlands, he will drive a resilient drive.
Yeah.
You will put him back, he will try to fight for points. So this is one man you can't afford to bet against.
I mean, you will hate him, but you love him
in the process
because you have something to hate.
Yeah, because you'll have something to hate. And we keep on saying, like, I know like so many Max Verstappen fans in my life, like, close to me. I don't even know how they end up being so close to me. But they see when Lewis is racing, when he has a good car race car, like when he's like when he's
fighting, there and he's
people
fighting
are like,
with Max, everyone wants that.
So I think that whole age debacle, he still shows up. This is someone with, he had the fastest reaction time in Netherlands, in Zandvoort. Like, come on.
He had a penalty, and he was like, I have a penalty.
Say no less. Say less.
And he dunked 7 seconds on Albon.
Yeah, and he's like,
I mean, also Albon was,
I love a sassy, like, Lewis, be like, But
yeah, I mean, I feel like actually it's true that George and Lewis make up the strongest driver pairing on the grid, because they don't, even when George has his off days, they're not off entirely.
Like,
he will finish the points.
He will fight. He will try his best. Yesterday, I didn't see a lot of Russell because he was, apart from like when he was, running off someone off, like he gained that position and he got his penalty. Mostly, he was just running a race on his own.
He was just watching the big screens.
He's watching the big screen, maybe saying hi to the Tifosi and just. What is it? Cruising.
Yeah, it was just cruising. Yeah. But you see now Mercedes are trying to hold on to, the only battle that is happening in the Constructors' Championship, P2 in the Constructors.
between Ferrari
now
Aston Martin and Mercedes.
Aston Martin, like I said, they're running with a
I think they
hand
will
behind
come.
their wrist, behind their back.
Themselves.
Yeah, Alonso is just carrying the team.
Yeah.
I mean, now they've been, if Ferrari continue on this, upward trajectory, they might actually overtake Mercedes if they sleep.
But it's Ferrari. Come on. Also, now we are always bashing them. But yesterday, my two sweetheart teams, they tried their best.
They tried.
I could
especially
see the
Ferrari. They did a 2.3 for Charles.
Wow.
And I was like,
I'm always bashing them.
You need to clap for them. You need to continue. In fact, do faster pit stops. Do a 1.8.
Wow.
A 1.98 was for Checo.
We will actually even stand and clap for you.
Yeah.
You tried. Yesterday, I was like, wow.
They tried
guys.
to
Yeah,
do
a decent stop.
a decent strategy, a decent stop. Yeah.
Actually,
but the thing is, I feel like they should have inverted the cars when Sainz was struggling.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. I just feel like strategy-wise, they would have somehow they would have used their both cars to get the 2 podium place.
Yeah,
the 2-3
to leave Checo in
should just whatever room in P4.
Yeah, P4.
So I think they should have inverted the cars and pitted. I think
this is what they should have done. When Max overtook Sainz and Sainz was struggling
on tires and
everything. And Charles was very close to him. Like 0.2 something seconds. They should have inverted the cars and then pit Sainz. He would have undercut Perez, and then maybe a lap later they could have pit Charles.
Yeah,
but
Charles,
we are not the strategists.
We are not. I almost said we are. I keep.
So I mean, they should have got because this was very unnecessary. If they had all, they would have undercut Perez, and because actually, we had someone like George.
I think is it undercut because they were already ahead. But undercut by pitting fast.
Yeah, by pitting fast.
I think also maybe
they should have done that because at the end of the day they did lose a lot of time fighting, amongst
But you see
themselves.
the thing, okay, yeah, I get it. But also you see what the thing I love about Ferrari is that there were no team orders. You know what?
They will not say anything.
They will not say anything.
If you want to fight, and you want to send your cars through the roof.
In fact,
there was
during the last sessions of the laps, actually thought they were
going to do enough. Sainz actually went off the track for a minute.
Yeah. And then I was like, I don't know how Versa does it. Like the team principal, I'm like, if those are my drivers, I'm like, you guys hold station. But I was like, no holding station?
Yeah, and Sainz was like, I think we should just bring it home.
No. I was like, no, there was no one. Let your silence.
It's like Leclerc was being told, he's listening to the team radio, but listening to the orders, but without.
But the thing is, I know, Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc has lost a podium on a final corner. On the final corner, with, I think it was with who? I think it was with Sebastian. He's lost a corner. He just went, and I think it was Silverstone, was it? He's lost a podium in the last final corners, and now here he was almost gaining one. But then I don't know what happens at Ferrari, but I love it. It's good chaos. I'm like,
it's just they don't have team orders or anything. They will just let you guys race, and if you want to finish all the cars and send them to the fence and give them to the fans,
DNF.
So, they really don't. But I think they should think about the faster car sometimes.
Wait, I think we've tried to convince them so many times. It's not a logic they agree with. They don't want to listen to.
They should just
the other thing is that also the Red Bulls, I think there was a lot of analysis of their rear wings. They were both running slightly different. There was a different difference in the two rear wings they were running on both the Red. And also they have this cheeky ways, smart ways of avoiding the cost cap. So they're recycling, reusing wings and parts and everything. So there was also something interesting. I think there's a lot of conversation around it.
Needs to do the Red Bull benchmark. Not I had Bradley being asked about where the wings go after they change them, because now we are not gonna use
Bradley is the comms director.
We are not using
for Mercedes
the wings that we used in Monza anymore for the rest of the season.
As we don't know how to.
They said they send them to they have a heritage center.
every day this team.
They have a heritage center.
That's cute, but they should learn from Red Bull, reuse, recycle, upcycle, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Save the environment.
Yeah. So this was also, by the way, Pirelli. What happened? This was also their home race, by the way.
Yeah.
And they had
it's an Italian company.
It's an Italian company. They also had. I mean, we already talking about did you see the trophies were cute as well? Very nice.
I like them.
I also like them. So I think it was like them. They organized, with the local artists. Very beautiful trophies, anyways. So see, we actually had quite a relatively decent weekend.
Yeah,
so we are going on a small break.
break.
And then we'll see you out in Singapore.
In
a fortnight.
I don't know about Singapore.
How do you call it?
The Singaporean. The Singaporean Grand Prix.
When she's talking to me, I'm like, she says Singaporean Grand Prix. I'm like, okay, maybe it is a word. I'm like,
It's like
call it the Singapore Grand Prix.
It's like saying
the Italian Grand Prix.
Do you say the Italy Grand Prix?
I call it the
Italian
Grand
Grand
Prix. The
Prix.
Italian, but okay, Monza. I don't even know.
The Singaporean Grand Prix.
Okay, so we are going to the
it's the
Singaporean
longest track.
Yeah, and also
But I
a
like
night
it.
race.
It's a night race.
Beautiful. Oh my god!
You should have gotten me tickets to go to Singapore.
Guys, please.
If there's any team that wants to invite me, as a visitor,
Even Aston Martin, please.
Haas.
No, I like Alfa Romeo. In fact, we just like all
the teams. I don't mind it. Even Red
so
Bull.
much fun.
Yeah, and invite me to Max's garage.
We will take photos. In fact,
Yeah,
yes.
we'll go with the cup number 1.
Gold boots.
Yeah.
Me, but
I will
Mercedes,
rep him.
Lewis Hamilton, always. Anyway, so guys, thank you for keeping it the Wheelspin podcast.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and follow us everywhere.
And our merch is launching this week.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited, and I can't wait for you guys to shop till you drop. So bye. So thank you so much for making the time. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at the Wheelspin Podcast and on Twitter at the Wheelspin Podcast.
And
I
on
almost
TikTok.
forgot. Will Buxton reposted us on Twitter. Oh my god, guys!
Shout out to
Will
Will.
Buxton and F1 TV and the F1 TV crew. So thank you so much, guys. Yeah, and we'll see you in a fortnight at the Singaporean Grand Prix. Bye.